Are you hooked onto Chain of Hearts? The Chain of Hearts, also known as the Rosary vine, the Sweetheart vine, the Chain of Colors, and the String of Hearts. True to its name, the Chain of Hearts is a trailing vine plant with heart-shaped variegated leaves. They are dark green marbled with silver on the upper surface and green to purple on the underside, and they produce small magenta flowers in the spring and summer. It makes me so happy to say they originate from South Africa, or should I say, I heart it. What? Was that hard to get? One point I would like to spend some time on, and that is watering. The number one cause of death for these guys is overwatering, which of course leads to root rot. It is best to water them consistently in their active growing months, and that is of course in the summer and spring. Only water once, maybe twice a week, and remember, when it is in the winter and they go dormant, only water once every second week. Luckily, like all plants, they do talk to you. If you start seeing their leaves to curl up, this means they are not getting enough water, and if you start seeing the leaves going yellow, that means they are overwatering. A great rule of thumb with these guys is to wait for the soil to dry out completely in between waterings. The leaves do store some water in it. They are a bit drought tolerant. Now, if you do want a chain of hearts and not a chain of flops, it's best to get that perfect sunshine spot. These guys love bright indirect sunlight. Too much sunlight will make the leaves scorch, and too little sunlight will also be a cause of death for them. A plus side with these guys, the more indirect sunlight they get, the more variegated the leaves will start to be. And also a nice indicator to know is if the spaces between the leaves are starting to get bigger, this is usually an indicator that they are not getting enough sunlight. The Chain of Hearts makes for a great indoor plant because they like warmer temperatures. They thrive between the temperatures of 16 to 26 degrees Celsius, and that is 60 to 80 degrees Fahrenheit. It's maybe just a good idea if you live in a more tropical area and you like to keep them outside just to bring them inside for the winter. So, if whips and chains excite you and you would like to have more chains in your house, it's maybe a good idea to talk about propagation. This is my successful propagation. I did a water and soil propagation. I uploaded the video last week. I will leave a link in the description below if you would like a more in-detail view of how I did it. But just for you, I will give you the short and sweet right now. All you basically do is you take a sharp, clean scissor and you cut off one of the vines. You can chop it into pieces or you can leave it, and then you can just pop it into the water or you can just pop it onto the soil, and you will start seeing results in about a month. You will start seeing new roots or some babies growing. Remember to give these guys some space to grow. A good rule of thumb is to leave about 2 inches around for them to expand. Then I do feel I have to tell you guys, they do tend to go bald on top. Don't worry about it. It is quite normal for them. If you do want a fuller look, you can just do the same as propagation. Just chop off a vine, cut it into pieces, put it in the soil on top. Or you can just start a new plant. Keep in mind, if you do see these beads forming on the vine, this is usually the nodes where they grow extra roots, like you can see with this one. So it's usually best to cut it off from there and then plant it, or you can just lay it on the soil. The last tip I would like to give you guys about propagation is keep the moisture in mind. It is not always easy finding that perfect spot of moisture. If you would like to see how I did it, feel free to check out my video I did last week. What I absolutely love about these guys is they don't need a lot of nutrition. If you want to fertilize them, you can with a house plant fertilizer that will of course encourage more flowers in its active growing months, and once again that is in spring and summer. And that being said, I'm going to leave you with this last fantastic fact about them. They are not toxic. That's right, you can keep them in your house and you don't have to worry about your pets. Only danger these guys have is hooking onto absolutely everything. Leave me a comment down below if you have a chain of hearts that is chained to your heart. Bye!